For centuries, humans have pondered the nature of consciousness, the very essence of our awareness, thoughts, and experiences. Despite incredible advances in neuroscience, there's still no clear answer to one fundamental question. What is consciousness, and how does it arise from the brain? As science uncovers the mysteries of the brain, one thing has become clear. Consciousness is far more than just a product of neural activity. The brain is a biological supercomputer, but its workings might not be entirely classical. Could the answer to the nature of consciousness lie beyond the biological processes we can see? Could quantum mechanics, the same field of physics that governs the behavior of particles at the tiniest scales, hold the key to unlocking the enigma of consciousness? At the forefront of this idea are theories that suggest quantum processes may play a role in the brain's function. The most intriguing hypothesis involves quantum coherence, a phenomenon in which particles can exist in multiple states at once, even across seemingly disconnected locations. This behavior, known as quantum entanglement, may not just exist in the realm of atoms and particles, but could be affecting the very nature of how our consciousness emerges. What if our conscious experience, our thoughts, perceptions, and awareness, isn't just localized within the brain, but is part of a greater entangled system that stretches across space and time? Quantum physicist Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff have proposed just this idea in their theory of orchestrated objective reduction, OR. According to this theory, consciousness arises when quantum processes in the brain's microtubules collapse into a unified state, affecting not only our perceptions, but also connecting us to the fabric of the universe. Microtubules are tiny protein structures that help neurons communicate. Penrose and Hameroff suggest that these structures may act as quantum processors, where information is not just stored, but processed in ways that transcend the classical brain model. This could mean that consciousness is not just an illusion of the brain's physical activity, but a process that taps into the quantum realm, a space where the laws of physics behave in fundamentally different ways. This is where the line between mind and universe begins to blur. If quantum mechanics governs consciousness, it implies that our individual minds are not separate from the universe, but are intricately linked to it. Just as quantum particles are entangled across vast distances, so too might our thoughts, emotions, and actions be entangled with the universe's broader field of potential. Imagine a vast unified field, a dimension beyond space and time, that contains all possible information and energy. In quantum theory, this field is often referred to as the quantum vacuum, or the zero-point energy field. It is a field of infinite potential, where particles spontaneously arise and disappear. Could this be the very realm in which consciousness exists? Spiritual traditions often speak of a realm of pure potential and universal consciousness, where the mind is not bound by time and space. This realm is thought to be the source of intuition, creative insight, and mystical experiences. Could this be the same realm that quantum theory describes as the quantum vacuum? Is consciousness, in its deepest form, able to access this infinite potential, allowing us to tap into knowledge beyond the confines of our individual minds? Researchers are beginning to find evidence that the brain may indeed be capable of tapping into the quantum field, especially during altered states of consciousness, such as deep meditation, lucid dreaming, or psychedelic experiences. These states seem to open the brain to information that transcends ordinary sensory input, suggesting that our minds may not be confined to the limitations of the physical brain, but might be connected to the quantum field, a field that contains the blueprint of the entire universe. Recent studies show that in altered states of consciousness, brainwave patterns become synchronized, allowing a higher degree of coherence and integration. This has led some scientists to propose that the brain may be able to access quantum information, linking our thoughts and awareness to a universal intelligence. Could this imply that consciousness is not merely a byproduct of neural activity, but rather a quantum phenomenon that arises from the very fabric of the universe? In this view, consciousness is not isolated to the individual, but is part of a larger cosmic network. The mind may be both a receiver and transmitter of quantum information, tapping into the same source of infinite potential that drives the universe. This suggests that we are not just passive observers of reality, but active participants in the creation of our experience, a process deeply intertwined with the quantum fabric of the cosmos.